Oh my gosh, this is the fish right here. This is him. If I can catch this fish right here, this is a $100,000 fish.
You gotta fish what you know how to fish, and you know, all week long I've been flipping in the bushes. And you know, with this overcast like this, I think there's still enough fish in the bushes for me to win. I just gotta figure it out. They're changing a little bit. But I haven't been getting many bites, you know, 5 to 8 hits a day, but they've been quality fish. I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing.
The only time I was here was Thursday. I got here Thursday night and fished for about a half hour and practiced Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and Tuesday. That's the first time I've ever been here is for this tournament. So I know the 4 guys in front of me have got a lot more experience on this lake than I do.
If you're there at the right time, it'll be the time. So that's pretty much, you know, the way structure fishing is. If you're where the fish are when they're feeding, that's when you're going to do good. And that, you know, that's the key to being in any tournament. If you figure that out, you're going to win most of them.
Well, there you have it, the comments of some of the guys who will be fishing for the $100,000 first prize here at this Walmart FLW Tour stop on Kentucky Lake. Of course, you have Koby Kreiger there from Michigan. We've got, of course, Gary Klein, widely acknowledged as one of the best flipping style anglers in the world. There's David Fritts, who many people think is the best crankbait fisherman ever. But we got a couple of other crankbait fishermen in this field who know this lake like nobody else. One of them, David Young from Mayfield, Kentucky. He's a good crankbait fisherman. And this man, Teddy Wynn, who caught more fish on the qualifying day than anybody else. And Teddy, I guess the question is, can you do it again today?
Well, I feel like I can. The fish yesterday went back on the same pattern I was catching about a week ago, and then I was catching a little bigger fish than I have, you know, the first day or two of the tournament. So I feel real good. I've had to keep moving with the fish. You know, one day they're here, and the next day they're gone. So I go fishing every day, and that's what I'm going to do today.
All right, well, we're catching a ride with Teddy out to his first fishing hole. We'll watch him and all the other guys today, and when it's over, we'll have our $100,000 first prize winner at this week's stop on the Walmart FLW Tour, Kentucky Lake. Stay with us.
Well, tell me that's not Gary Klein starting out the day with a crankbait on the end of his rod. He is normally flipping.
I started practicing last Tuesday and fished almost every day since then. Throw this crankbait for about 10 hours a day, and you know if you do that about 10 days in a row.
Well, let's see now. Kentucky and Berkeley Lake offer thousands of miles of fishing water, and Teddy Wynn and David Young end up right next to each other. Go figure. They're both up near Kentucky Dam. I'm Jerry McInnes. I'm kind of holding the fort down here. Do we have a little action going from David Young? I'm holding the fort down till Tommy makes it back. Oh, my goodness. A disappointed David Young.
Is it a big one, Scotty?
Did you see what I done?
Yeah, was it a good one? I seen him jump.
About 4 pounds.
What?
Worried about the dip net, and I should have just got him in.
Yeah.
Man, how many boats have I got following me?
Well, as always, a bunch, Mr. Fritz, and they and everyone else are wondering if you're going to put on a show for us today.
The Walmart FLW Tour is brought to you by Walmart. Always low prices, always. By Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. By Evan Root Intruder 150 with fit fuel injection. And by Citgo. Citgo says go.
Remember this? Boy, one of the big qualifying days.
Absolutely. Day number 3 of the big tournament on Kentucky Lake here. And
This is one of the local guys
Local
here.
boys.
Stay hooked up, sweetie.
Al Little.
Big fish.
We've got a cranker out there that is cranked in the right place, hasn't he?
That is David Young, and he put on a show. Watch this.
Get him.
Al Little, of course.
Yeah.
All the guys, Quint Bourgeois,
That'll do.
Kelly Brooks, all had to do some good network, too, and besides being good anglers out there. But look at this guy. Just about enough to give you a heart attack. One of the local guys, I'm Tommy Sanders, along with Jerry McInnes here. And I tell you what, we got an interesting matchup for here, day number 4.
On Kentucky Lake.
Gosh, it's kind of name recognition versus local knowledge. And we have two of the biggest names in bass fishing, of course, David Fritts and Gary Klein, going up against two guys with tremendous local knowledge. Of course, David Young, whom we just saw there, and Teddy Wynn, who caught the most amount of fish on that day to make it into the top 5.
And some interesting fishing patterns. Most of those guys, well, you know, the local boys and David Fritts are throwing crankbaits.
Right.
Okay? Gary Klein, one of the best flippers on earth, is doing his thing. And then we got Koby Kreiger, who's doing everything.
Yeah, he's Mr. Versatile.
Our 5th angler amongst those. Hey, this is going to be a good day.
Okay, you're going to pick a winner? I always ask you this.
Oh, yeah, I know you do, but I'm not going on the limb.
All right, not going out.
I'll tell you a little later.
Oh, man, here he is. Golly, he's a good one. Stay on, baby. Stay on, Tommy. Stay on, Tommy. Stay hooked up, baby. Stay hooked up, baby. It's a good one. Oh. That's a good one, boys. That's a good one.
Some folks call him Scotty, some folks call him David, but that's a good fish no matter what you call him.
Yeah, you're right, Tommy. Why is he whispering?
He doesn't want to wake the cameraman.
Boy, we're going to see a lot of this today. At least I think we are. Man, the fishing over here on Kentucky Lake is so good. And as you can tell, everybody's getting off to a real good start. And David and Teddy Wynn here, Tommy, are big buddies, aren't they?
Yeah, I think we made a good choice going out with these Kentucky Lake locals here right off the bat, because they are getting off to great starts.
And we could kind of see why Gary Klein was throwing a crankbait there for a little bit, because, man, everybody's doing that, and it is the way to catch fish.
Sucker spit up a big old shit.
Here's your man, Tommy.
Oh, I tell you what, you gotta watch this guy. How about that reaction time? When he feels a little bump on that thing, he sets that hook so fast.
And he's felt so many strikes on that. He knows what it is.
His fish is pulling. As long as he stays down.
These guys are fishing crankbaits pretty deep. You know, most of the time you think about a crankbait in 4, 5, 6 foot of water. These guys are 14, 15, 16 foot deep.
David Fritts from Lexington, North Carolina. We've said it so many times, millions of times, regarded as the best crankbait fisherman in the world, but
Stay buttoned up there, baby.
we got to remind you of that, because if you want to learn how to fish him, you need to watch this man go.
He's not the world's greatest fish netter.
No, he's not. I still hadn't figured out. We'll talk about that later, why he keeps that rod tip right straight down in the water when he's trying to catch fish.
You know, you can't say a whole lot about that, though, because he's so doggone successful.
That, my friends, is a smallmouth. I'm a little bit behind schedule today. The weather's a little bit different than what it has been. The wind's blowing a little bit different, but I think I'm getting ready to switch to a new creek here in about 15, 20 minutes and see what happens.
All right. Well, Koby, since it's your first appearance in the top 10 and the top 5 here on the FLW Tour, tell us a few things about yourself. Of course, now you live in Indiana. How old are you?
How long have you been fishing? I'm 28 years old. I've been fishing draw tournaments. I fished Red Man, obviously, since I've been 16 years old. And I fished a couple other tournament circuits back when I was 14. We sort of fibbed about my age a little bit, so they'd let me fish, and my dad had to sign a waiver and all that. But I've been fishing tournaments for 14 years, which is half my life, so it's sort of something that I do all the time.
Koby Kreiger from Osceola, Indiana.
Yeah,
now.
and he said that he'd only be getting a few bites every day. I saw that stringer he had yesterday. He had more than a few bites.
If it's just a few bites, he's got a good percentage of bringing in big fish.
And he's my kind of guy when he said he was switching cricks.
Switching cricks, that's what you say.
I'm gonna go to Blood River today. I'm gonna go to my good hole. I hope they're there. Last time I was there, I pulled about a 5 or 6 up to the water, and there's about 30 with him. So, but they're just like here, you know. You got to catch them on top. You know what I mean? And these fish ain't on top right now. They're just, I believe they're pulled off out here, suspended or something, until they get ready to feed and come up here and get that moving water on this flats. You're not gonna catch them. There's a few up here probably, but and you know when they're there. You seen yesterday, you know, they were just. When you got there, you caught them, you know.
Another big smallmouth.
Well, speaking of catching them, when you pull up there, there goes David Fritts, another smallmouth, he says.
That's a big largemouth.
Boy, he has got him a spot here. And every time we see David, Tommy, I make this statement. I want to make it again. That it's not all in his lure, in his rod. It's how he maneuvers his boat and keeps himself right in the perfect spot to fish this contour. He's not just out there in the middle throwing around, man.
Absolutely not. And even before that, he's the man that locates places that you've got to think there are thousands of fish.
Right.
Thousands of bass right on that spot. They're
Yeah,
right
because you can see, you can watch him. He'll miss a fish, or he'll catch one, and he'll throw right back in there and catch another.
Yeah.
And incidentally, David Young was talking a minute ago about the fish being up on top. He didn't mean that they were surface feeding or he was catching them on top water bait. He meant up on top of these flats and on top of the contour. And of course, that's what David's involved with as well.
Yes. Man, that's fun. Oh, me. This bait is the best big fish bait that you can fish as far as catching a big, big fish. Even better than a jig.
It's one of our two local favorites here, David Young.
Biggin. Biggin.
These guys say biggins every time, Tommy.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Gosh, it's a giant.
They say that too. So just don't
But you know what?
yet.
You know what? Most of the time, they are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What about that?
That is a good one.
Yeah.
And you know what? David could get in that net. That's the largest net I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's the one I need. Now, if I just get the limit.
I think folks ought to take close looks at the colors
Oh, man.
Of these crankbaits?
of these crankbaits, too.
Oh, Lordy. God.
Good fish right here, man.
Yes.
We've got a contest.
I've got to go for it now. Only thing is, right now, I don't know whether to make that hard run to blood or not. Just go back down the dam where them good fish are and just sit on them the rest of the day. That might be my best bet.
Somewhere up the little river there on Lake Barkley is Gary Klein, our only angler on Lake Barkley at this point.
And Gary, congratulations on making the top 5. This is also the first tournament that you've been in the top 10, so obviously you saw an opportunity and you made the most of it. You made it all the way to the top 5, and that's kind of the way a lot of your career has gone. You've been able to find good openings and opportunities and sort of exploit them and really get the job done, and we congratulate you.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. You know, this is really an interesting format. With 2 days of competition, then elimination, then 1 day and another elimination, and then the final day, you've got to use a lot of strategy.
Hey, Gary, tell us a little bit about your background. I know that this isn't an overnight sensation for you.
It started out in California, didn't it?
Yeah, born and raised in Northern California. And in 1979, I left California and came out here to the Midwest and started fishing the circuit. And I've been here ever since.
The thing I find interesting is that move from Northern California was
based purely on wanting to become a professional fisherman, wasn't it?
Exactly. I started fishing tournaments when I was a sophomore in high school, graduated from high school, and then I came out on the Bass Angler Sportsman Society circuit, and have really just been raised on the bass fishing circuit. This is my 24th year as a competitive fisherman. I really enjoy the sport. It's been real interesting. It's taught me a lot about myself, a lot about life. Get to travel the country and meet a lot of nice people and fish a lot of beautiful lakes.
How's the flipping treating you today?
Well, let's just say I'm working. I've got plenty of time to bust me a big bag, so guys don't count me out.
I grew up fishing ponds. We had probably 7 or 8 ponds around our house, and we fished every day, just about. But I was probably 20 years old before I got to go fishing on the lake. But I've always loved fishing. I got into bass fishing pretty serious about 15 to 16 years ago, I guess. I used to do a lot of crappie fishing on this lake before that. Now then, I hardly ever even take time to go crappie fishing.
Well, Teddy, we know you're a fairly famous bass angler, especially around here, but we have a real famous bass angler we want you to say hi to.
Right now, we got a special guest here.
Hello, guys.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Doing fine. How are you?
Good. Are you staying dry?
Yeah, I'm
good. I'm glad it looked a little rough out there.
Find us a fish here somewhere as well.
Yeah, you'll get them.
Sure.
Hang in there. I know.
Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm not worried a bit.
I know it. Well, good luck to you.
Okay.
We'll bet.
All right, that's Teddy Wynn out there.
We should introduce Teresa Wynn, who is a very, as we say, a very famous bass and gal angler and just retired just in the past year. Is that right, Teresa?
That's correct. I felt like, you know, I've done this for 10 years and I've enjoyed it tremendously. But we have a new addition to our family. We have a new grandson, and I'm enjoying being a grandmother, and I can support Teddy with what he's doing, and everyone needs support. But it's very nice to know that we can do things together.
It's a gravel bar coming off of this right bank. It runs about 2/3 of the way across this bay. I got a good fish on it. Yeah. I don't know how good he is if he's a fish. If he's a keeper, he's a good one. Stay on, babe. Oh, thank you, Lord, thank you. Thank you, Lord. That's my limit anyway. Let's put him right in there for right now. My partner lost a 6-pounder here yesterday. The shad are getting blowed up on top of this thing. Hopefully they might be stacked up today because the wind's hitting it a lot better today than it was yesterday. Did you get that?
About halfway down on the east side of Kentucky Lake is a place called Sugar Bay. That's where we're picking up David Fritts right now, and David with 4 fish in the boat. That's a pretty good deal. I know we talked to you first thing yesterday. You were a little down in the mouth, and you felt a whole lot better at the end of the day. We want to take your temperature right now. How are you feeling at this point?
Oh, I feel good, Tommy.
Feel good? Pretty confident then?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot better than I done yesterday. I mean, as far as being early.
Yeah. Are they biting the same way they were yesterday? You getting the same sort of bite?
No, they're a little bit different.
But they're getting that way. It ain't gonna be long, about 10 or 10:30, and they're gonna be a little better.
That's prime time for you, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, David, you know, I realize how important it is to you to feel your crankbait.
Does it make it a little bit tougher when the wind is like this, or would you rather fish in the rough water?
Well, actually, I'd rather have it slick, sun shining, about 95 degrees.
Now, David, it's amazing to me. There's 5 guys. We're down to just 5 guys out there fishing on the lake, but you're running into each other out there a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah.
Crossing paths once in a while, so there's I guess there's a lot of knowledge about where the really good spots are, and somehow it gets around, I guess.
I guess so. I've had pretty much these, oh gosh, what a fish.
Got one on?
Yeah. Oh, I got a big one on.
We'll just
No.
Jesus, you just come off.
Oh, no. Have you lost any others today, David?
Oh, yes, I have lost them right and left. I ain't fished very good at all today.
Everybody's doing that this week at Kentucky Lake.
Well, David, I don't want to interrupt your concentration anymore. We'll let you catch one here. Thanks for talking to us, and we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Okay.
Stay on. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, Lord. When you lose one, he makes up for it.
You're looking pretty steady here, Jerry.
It again looks like these guys are just out in the middle of the lake throwing lures. They're not. They're on specific spots.
That other one was that big, too. I got 3 fish I know is pushing 4 plus. Minimum 4. Minimum. That's 16 pounds with 4 fish. And this other 5-pounder, I'm getting ready to catch him.
About to go out and talk to David Young, who is right here, close to what they call the Ken Lake Bridge here, where Highway 68 crosses Kentucky Lake. But, David, we saw you early, first thing this morning, going to a spot, a little hump out there close to the dam. And
I got one.
Oh, you got one?
I got one. Good fish. Good fish.
All right.
Smallmouth, I believe. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. I need this one. That B4. Don't get off, baby. All right. All right.
In the boat. Success. Boy, do we bring these guys. I tell you what, you're going to be such good luck. You're going to be paying us to call him after a while here. Good fish there, David?
Oh, no, he's probably about 2-pounder, but I needed him. That's number 4.
Number 4.
How you feeling about things today?
Well, right now, I'm feeling really good. Whether that works out or not.
You will, you know, in the long run, though, you will probably have to cull a 2-pounder, won't you?
I hope I call this fish, but if I don't, I don't, you know.
Tell us a little bit about
Your fishing method. I know it was the same it's been the same in all the qualifying days up to today, but kind of talk us through that a little bit.
Well, everything's been about the same. I've been hitting the same spots, the same places. It's just got a lot of cover on it and a lot of rock. I think that's my key.
Are you doing anything at all special with your crankbait?
Well, actually, I think I'm doing something that nobody else might not be doing. I'm using, right now, a Bill Norman 22, and this here is a blue, silver, red belly, and kind of silver white, and I've been throwing the chartreuse over it, then I'll turn around and I'll throw this one over it, then I'll turn around and throw a baby bass over it. I'll throw 3 different colors over it. So I just got through throwing the chartreuse over it, and
I caught 2 fish on it. And then I wore it out. Then I turned around and changed with another color crankbait, and I just caught that last fish you seen.
Well, David, we're going to let you fish on. Thanks so much for sharing that good info with us. I imagine there's going to be a run on those particular kinds of crankbaits here on Kentucky Lake, and another fish for one of our guys when we call them. We're dynamite. We got it.
Oh, and that we've got our limit.
We've got our limit already.
I got one more big fish on my mind. If I can catch a 6 or 7 right now, I have really got a shot for winning.
The Walmart FLW Tour is brought to you by Walmart. Always low prices, always. By Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. By Fitts Fuel Injection, the best of all worlds. And by Chevy, the most dependable, long-lasting trucks on the road.
Well, as we take a look at the standings now, boy, good tight race between David Fritts and David Young. Fritts with 5 fish, 20 pounds. David Young, 4 fish and 20 pounds. Plenty of time, though, for guys like Gary Klein, Koby Kreiger to make up some ground, but right now they're struggling. And look at Teddy Wynn. He's had his limit for a while now, 15 pounds of fish. He is well within striking distance.
Need a big one. Huh? Yeah, fine day. There he is. Maybe. Yeah. Stay on, baby. Down. Down more. Oh, goodness. Oh. Can you believe that? 2 fish. 2 fish. Hey. Oh, I knew the Lord was with us. Oh, boy. Oh, one's about 4.5, 5, and the other one's 3 pounds better. Oh, me. Thank you, Lord. Hey, there. Nice. I won't believe that. Let's see now, then. I got to do some color. I'll put that in there. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Oh, I can't believe that. Another nice one. Now I got the color.
Okay, now I'm left to comment on what's going on right now. This is amazing. I don't know what to say. Teddy, if you keep catching them 2 at a time, you are definitely going to stay in the picture. And you know what is really amazing here is not necessarily that he's just caught 2 fish on 1 cast. That happens, you know, not regularly, but it'll really happen a lot when you're throwing a crankbait. But these are big fish, and that doesn't happen all the time.
I'm shaking like a leaf. I can't believe that.
Catching them 2 at a time. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe that's what you got to do to keep up with guys like David Fritts, huh?
Well, you know, we've really got 3 guys now. And David is after them again. But
big one.
Golly. I don't know if we've ever had one of the events in our series that had 3 guys seriously neck and neck, man.
With so many big fish.
Yes.
We were here at Kentucky Lake, of course, a year ago. And a different story then, some big fish, but mostly being caught by the winner, George Cochran. Here we've really got a horse race.
Yeah, you know what? That was just a little bit earlier. Those fish were still back in the bays. They were doing things that Gary Klein would have really taken advantage of, you know?
It's a giant. I mean, this is a giant. Yeah! Yeah! That's what that bait right there will do. That bait right there will catch you a giant fish. Woo!
Hey, that fish was caught on an old Cardell spot tail.
I believe I got some fans over there pulling for me, man. Everybody's a-hollering.
And I don't know if they even make that bait anymore.
Look here how I had him hooked. 5.5 pounds. This little old secret weapon right here has won me so much money. And they've been a few articles written about it, but really nobody knows anything about it. They don't know how good, at times, this bait can be. I've had so many big bass pots won on this bait.
Teddy, I've got John Hicks here, Wingo, Kentucky, and he has a question for you.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead, John.
Teddy, what type of water are you fishing today?
Well, I fished quite a bit of water. As far as type of water, out there. Uh-oh. My camera guy just fell out of the boat.
I tell you, it's been a wonderful day. It's just something you dream about on a big tournament like this. Is getting in schools of them like this. And it's just been a blast. He got on. Man, this is awesome.
David Young performing well despite probably the heaviest handicap. He is exposed to more wind than any of these anglers out there today.
Boy, look at him bouncing around.
Oh, here he is, boys.
But you know what? If you can hang in there in that kind of wind, it's a lot better. Look at the fish these guys are catching. David doing exactly what David Fritts is doing, and Teddy Wynn for that matter.
A big fish right here, man.
Oh, we've seen this sort of thing before.
Yeah, Tommy, you get this.
Come on.
I got the last Fritz. You get.
Oh man, David Fritts, he's on those fish. He hasn't left those fish, and he knows how to catch each and every one of them. And believe you me, there are many, many of them down there. It's just a matter of, can he do it that much better than the other two guys
who are
a giant, neck and neck with him at this point?
And you know what? Look at the boats all around him. Oh, this is a giant.
Jesus.
A lot of boats around him.
Let me get this fish. Yes.
Not bothering him.
Thank you. Man.
Ooh, that is a giant.
Oh, yeah. Oh, let's
one like a loss there. Like I say, the Lord giveth and he taketh away, and he giveth this time.
David's having a real revival this weekend, isn't he?
This right here is the size fish that was here.
Better hang on to him.
I don't think I need to. Hey, boys! Man, this sport is great. Man. This is the biggest fish yet.
$100,000 on the line here, Tommy.
Boys, they're so big, I don't know which ones is which. Huh? You see what I was fishing? That spot? Man, you believe this? Going back 4 pounds. I didn't weigh him. He's a 6-pounder though.
My last cast of the day.
Boys, let's go in.
If I don't get to tell you, I sure appreciate y'all going, filming me today.
To be perfectly honest, we normally have a pretty good idea who our winner is. this point in the show.
In boat number
But today we absolutely do not, so you better stick around.
He's a Kentucky boy, Teddy Wynn there. From Weatherford, Texas, Gary Klein. Got another Kentucky boy right here. His name is David Young. Let's hear it. Let's hear it now. You know this guy, David Fritts. You don't know him now, maybe, but you're going to see a lot of him in the future. From Indiana, Koby Kreiger. Gary Klein looking for 6 pounds, 4 ounces. Let's see if that'll do it. 6 pounds, 6 ounces. Gary Klein still in it. Give him a big hand. He's your new leader. That's 4 fish. Keep that in mind. He's weighed 4 fish now. Gary Klein's your new leader with 10 pounds and 6 ounces. David Young, it's to you now. David's already weighed 2 fish for 7/4, so he needs 3 pounds, 3 ounces to stay in this thing. David caught 20 pounds of fish yesterday. On the first day of fishing, he caught 22 pounds and 15 ounces. Day number 3, looks like he caught, he laid off him a little bit, caught 18.4, but that's mighty consistent. All right, they say go Scotty with that one. Will it be 3 pounds, 3 ounces? What do y'all think? 4 pounds, 12 ounces. He's still in there as your new leader. David Young now with a total of 12 pounds even, and David Fritts, to stay in this thing, you need 3 pounds, 9 ounces. 3 pounds, 9 ounces to David Fritts. The fish catching machine, David Fritts, is looking for 3 pounds, 9 ounces. That'll do it. 4 pounds, 13 ounces. David Fritts is your new leader. Wow. So we're going to take it back around to Teddy one more time. David Fritts, our leader, with 13 pounds, 5 ounces. Teddy Wynn, 3 pounds, 3 ounces is what you got to have to stay in it. 3 pounds, 3 ounces. Let him hear it. Let him know what you think. Teddy's weighed 3 fish already. This will be fish number 4 for Teddy Wynn. Looking for 3 pounds, 3 ounces. Woo. Looking for 3 pounds, 13 ounces for Teddy Wynn. Is still in there. He's your new leader, 14 pounds even for Teddy Wynn. We wanted a shootout, and we got a shootout right here. We take it over to Gary Klein right now, 14 pounds, the winning total for Teddy Wynn. But Gary Klein's got to come up with 3 pounds, 11 ounces to stay in this thing. 3 pounds, 11 ounces, and Gary Klein. It's already weighed 4 fish, so we got to have 1 fish in there. It's 3 pounds, 11 ounces. Oh, that's it for Gary Klein. Give him a big hand. He's one of the greatest. Gary, I don't think anyone in here doubted you had 5 good ones, but it just didn't happen today.
Well, I just did that for Fritz's benefit. I told him after that, you know, one of the guys looked at my bag, he wanted to see a 12-pounder. So, folks, y'all are great, and I'd like to thank everybody here for putting on this event. Kentucky's a great place to have a tournament. I'd like to thank my wife, my biggest supporter over there. My biggest sponsor for the FLW circuit. But folks, I just stayed on the bank, and I knew the pickings were getting pretty slim for me. I was just running bushes, flipping a 3/8 ounce rattleback black blue jig, and flipping a 6-inch Berkeley power bait lizard with a little bit of chartreuse on the tail. Just tried to run as much water as I could. So
Gary Klein out there, folks.
Well, Tommy, you know, a lot of people don't realize, but I have never had another occupation. I started competitive fishing when I was a sophomore in high school. And really, when I graduated from high school, I went full-time. And this is now my 24th year competitive fishing around the United States and even gone over to Japan. But really, I'm still a young kid living my dream. And hopefully, I'll never wake up.
All right. Another big hand for Gary Klein. All right, Teddy Wynn still on top with 14 pounds, so we go to David Young. He's weighed in 3 fish already, and David, you got to have 2 pounds, 1 ounce to stay in this thing. 2 pounds, 1 ounce. You got it? Think he's got it? We're going to find out here real quick. Going to find out. Oh. That's a good one. That is a good one. Fish number 4 for David Young. Looking for 2 pounds, 1 ounce. 6 pounds, 8 ounces for David Young in a big way. Woo. David Young, your new leader with 18 pounds and 8 ounces. And remember, he's just weighed in 4 fish. So we turn now to David Fritts. And David Fritts, 5 pounds, 4 ounces is what it's going to take to stay in this thing. David Fritts has weighed in 3 fish, so he's got another one, and there it is. He's coming up with fish number 4. This has got to be a 5 pound, 4 ounce fish for him to stay in there. What do you think? Gonna be close, gonna be close. 5 pounds, 15 ounces. David Fritts is still in at 5:15. So that's 4 fish for David Fritts. David Fritts, your new leader, 19 pounds, 4 ounces, and we take it right back to Teddy Wynn. Teddy, we got to have 5 pounds and 5 ounces. 5-5. Come on, Teddy, they say. Teddy Wynn has weighed in 4 fish already, so this will be fish number 5 for Teddy Wynn. Wow. Got to be 5 pounds, 5 ounces for Teddy Wynn. Got to be 5-5 in order to stay in this thing. Fingers crossed. To be 5 pounds and 5 ounces. 5 pounds even. Wow, Teddy. You gave us a show out there today, man. I'll tell you what, in all 4 days. Let's hear it for him. He's a great guy. Makes you feel pretty good right there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. We got in the boat with you this morning, and I've never seen anybody with so much light in their eyes. I mean, I could tell you were focused, you were serious about winning this thing, but you knew that you were going to have a great time, and I think that's what you did.
Oh, we did. You know, this morning the fish just didn't bite for me. I went for about 2.5 hours before I even caught a fish. And I fished a lot of spots today. I think I caught finally about 3 fish, but I couldn't get any big bites today. I just, you know, I rotated around and I fished all my water. Of course, like, you know, you was in the boat with me, and we raced down the lake, and David stopped on the hole right in front of me, and you know how that works. But whether he caught anything, you know, I seen him lose a 4-pounder.
Man, the Fujifilm flashback was an easy pick today. Teddy Wynn doubling up on us. He's the man.
Can you believe that? 2 fish. Can you believe that? 2 fish. 2 fish. Hey.
I said you gave us a show out there. I didn't even know about that. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was to me too. You know, I've caught 2 fish lots of times on a rattle trap or something, you know, 2 pounds, but there was about 7.5, 8 pound of fish up there, and that helped me.
One more time for Teddy Wynn. He deserves it, I got to tell you. David Young and David Fritts are the 2 guys left. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for more right here on the Walmart FLW Tour. Don't go away.
The Walmart FLW Tour is brought to you by Walmart. Always low prices, always. By Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. By Johnson Fast Strike 150 with fixed fuel injection. And by Chevy, the most dependable, long-lasting trucks on the road.
2 guys left. David Fritts is our leader. 19 pounds, 4 ounces, and David Young is looking for 13 ounces to stay in this thing. David Young, can you come up with 13 ounces? We got something there. He's not going to let us see it. And there it is. Had to be 13 ounces. 5 pounds, 10 ounces. David Young's our new leader. When they thought up this weigh-in, I think this is what they had in mind. David Young, our new leader, with 24 pounds, 2 ounces. David Fritts has got to have 4 pounds, 15 ounces to win. Ooh. David Fritts, it's got to be 4 pounds, 15 ounces. It's going to be so close. It's going to be so close. 4 pounds, 15 ounces. Let's take a look. 5 pounds, 1 ounce. He's your winner. Give it to him. David, man, oh man, unbelievable. There he is. 2 ounces. 2 ounces. How's that heart feeling right now? What heart? What heart? Did you have any idea that in 7-8 weeks' time you could get 2 first-place wins, $200,000 first prizes out here on the FLW Tour?
No. I really didn't know if I had a chance today. I lost so many good fish. I haven't been losing any fish till today, and I knew Scotty. He's one of the best here, and I swear. 2 ounces ain't worth $60,000. You want me to give you half of mine?
David Young, boy, I tell you what, super effort today. You ought to be mighty proud of yourself.
I am proud. I had a super day after getting off to a bad start. And I just tell you, it's just a wonderful, even just making this.
Well, you're a hero to each and every one of these folks, all of us out here. Another big hand for David Young.
But, I don't know, it just seems like I lost one great big one. I've been saving a couple little old places, and I told the camera crew, I said, listen, I caught 3 fish here that weighed over 20 pounds, and I pulled up there and I lost one, a great big one, and I said, Lord, why'd you do that? And I threw back out there and caught that great big one. So the Lord sort of giveth and he taketh away. So he gave me today.
I think he gave you today.